Well, you know what? I'm not going to ask like where else you've been because otherwise we'll never get to Taiwan.
Yes.
So, why are you here?
Why I am here? You know, this was a stroke of luck. This is really better than winning a lottery. My husband, he was offered a job here. He was working for the U.S. government, and we had this great opportunity to move to Taiwan. We were very excited, very, very excited. So we came here for a few days. We looked around, we looked for homes, and I just fell in love. Then he started working, and we had to make a decision if we would like to stay longer or not. And it didn't take too long. Didn't even have the conversation. We say, yes, of course, we're gonna just stay. And you know, I tell people it's so strange that even in our conversation, we are going to the U.S. and we are saying, let's go to the U.S. But when we are coming here, we say, let's go home. So, you know, that tells you where home is, right?
Yeah. Well, what is it about Taiwan that attracts you so much?
I am sure many foreigners will agree with me. It's the people. It's the people, it's the friendliness, it's the how genuine the friendship here is, and how humble people are here.
Which you don't feel the same in other countries? Not as prominent or something?
You know, this is something that
Not as obvious?
Yes, I always try to think what makes Taiwan so special.
What is it?
It's the package. You know, it's really the package because I love Paris. It's beautiful. I mean, the city is gorgeous. It can be rainy, it can have typhoon. I love to see the lights, the reflection in Paris. I love Barcelona. It's an open museum. You know, Salvador Dali building everywhere, Gaudi, Miro. It's so accessible. But why is it that, you know, you come to Taipei and you don't see gorgeous historical buildings, architectures. You don't see fantastic sushis displays everywhere, just like you see in Japan. You don't see powerful people just parading in front of you like in Washington, D.C. But Taiwan has something that makes so special, and it's really the package, because Paris can be beautiful, but they don't have the people like the Taiwan people has, right? And
Yeah, the people can be a little bit cold, right?
yeah, Washington, D.C. is gorgeous. You said that. Washington, D.C. is majestic. It's very impressive, but you don't have this welcoming feeling, and also you don't have the convenience. For example, here, this house, we are just a block away from 101.
Yes. Happy 101.
Here to my right, you just walk 1 block, you have the street market, where you can even buy cho tofu.
Oh, it's stinky tofu.
Yes, well, my sister-in-law comes here, that's the first stop. We go there to buy cho tofu.
Oh, so your sister have visited you.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
It gives me an excuse to go eat cho tofu as well.
Yeah.
And if you see here in the corner, we have 7-Eleven. That's where I buy my train ticket, I pay my phone bill, my electric bill, my parking tickets, my insurance, and also what else I do that? Oh, I make photocopies. Pretty much everything.
Yeah.
What a convenient, and it's 24 hours.
Yeah.
You know, and just a block away, I have my tailor that fix everything in less than 24 hours with just such a reasonable fee.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Wow. So it's the friendliness of the people and the convenience.
It's convenience, it's safety, and also geographically the location. You know how easy it is to travel to Asia, to Europe from this particular point? I've never traveled this much when living in the US, or like right now I have a project in Brazil and I know I will be there for 3 or 6 months. And I'm just getting desperate, and I say, oh my gosh, I need to go to Tokyo, I need to go to Bhutan, I need to go to Bangkok, because I don't see this convenience, you know, coming out from Brazil. Even within Brazil, to go to, let's say, Argentina or Mexico, it takes a long time just to go down to the airport. You know, it's been your whole entire day. Yeah. But here, it's amazing. You just go to, I take bus here, I go to MRT. From the MRT, I go to the airport, and I'm on the airplane.
Yeah, yeah.
How convenient is that? I think this is just so made for people. And I remember here on the second day that I was here, the first day, the first day that I was coming, that we arrived in Taipei, not knowing the urban structure of the city, I was able to take the public bus and go all the way down to, I think it's the Taipei University Veterinarian School where my dogs were in quarantine.
Oh.
It's about 40 minutes bus ride. I was able to take this bus, change to another one, and get to the hospital because the design, it's so friendly.
It's all laid out, the maps very clear and everything. You didn't have to ask someone. I mean, you didn't speak a word of Chinese.
Oh, my body language.
Body language.
Yeah. But you see here also, this is something that I'm glad you mentioned that because body language. This is something that Taiwanese people are so susceptible. You know, I can just come out from a MRT, let's say. If I just start,
Look a little lost.
if I look lost, or if I just open the map, or I'm just looking at the map, you know, 100% that somebody's gonna come and say, "Can I help you?" in Chinese.
Okay.
And if I am holding a English guidebook, they will come and even ask in English, which really impressed me.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen this happening.
Yeah.
And how about the immigration here? You come back here and I just speak, "Hi, ni hao," and they're, "Oh, ni hui so chong wei ah, you know, welcome back, welcome back."
Welcome back. You can speak Chinese.
Yes, it's so welcoming.
Uh-huh. Oh, that is cool. Now, something that you're doing now, which you don't quite remember when it started. I mean, of course, you've got 2 dogs here. I don't know, the camera doesn't really.
Today.
Yeah, only 2, but they're sleeping. Yeah, that's so cute. Well, I wish that you can hold them up so that the camera can catch them. But you have this love for animals, and now you're doing a lot of, like, you know, we're saying that you're focusing a lot on social services, especially animal welfare. It's our strays in Taipei. Yeah, what is it you're doing about our strays, and how does this all got started?
It's so hard to know how I got driven into this. But
First of all, you said you really do see too many strays in Taipei, on
Yes.
Taipei streets.
It was driven by force that I've never really felt before because, you know, doing charity was not in my blood.
Really?
Rescuing dogs,
Maybe.
I love dogs, but I grew up in a farm where we have all kind of animals, horses, pigs, chickens.
I'm sorry, where was this farm? Which
Brazil.
country? Okay, country. Okay, Brazil. All right, go on.
And it was a different sort of love because all those animals that I saw, they were free, they were enjoying life, and they had a home. It was when I came here, and I remember when our car arrived, we took a ride up to Yamingshan, and it was raining, and I saw 3 puppies on the side of the road, and I said, "This is not normal. How can puppies be under the rain and no mother to be seen around it?" So I just told my husband, "Stop the car, we need to pick up those dogs." And my husband was saying, "Don't worry, the mama is somewhere here, and this is very normal in Taiwan." So I say, "It's not normal to me." Then I start crying in the car. And he kept driving, and I said, "Okay, on the way back, if those puppies are still there, we are going to pick them up."
Okay.
And this haunts me until today because on the way back, the puppies were no longer there.
Oh, okay.
Something happened to them. And it was not, we didn't spend much time. I think probably for about 2 hours. And then when we drove down, and they were not there. After that, I started looking into website and doing my own research on what the government was doing to help the strays. But you see, unfortunately, most of those websites, and I know that Taiwan is doing wonderful things to minimize the suffering and to find a solution to this. But I was not really able to find any positive information about the efforts and things that are done. And then I start following into really graphic pictures of dogs suffering. And I say, well, I could do something. And I remember going to a shelter and visiting, and then I just had my hand down, and then one dog started licking my hand. So I just started petting the dog's mouth, and I just felt the jaw. There was a broken jaw.
Oh.
so the jaw was hanging. And then the people at the shelter explained to me that this dog was hit by a car, and he was hit several times.
Oh, okay.
So his legs, his back, his jaw, oh my gosh, all broken. And he had several scars. Then it really drove me through saying, I need to do something. And I started volunteering in the shelter. But gosh, that depressed me even more. You know, seeing so many dogs coming, a few dogs being turned down because of no space issue.
Okay.
So that was really hard. Then I started working behind the scene, and then I was able to help a lot with this sponsorship project, which was bringing in over 1 million NT a month for this project. So every dog would have their own sponsors, you know, and then the sponsors would be from the US, Australia, Canada. It was very good because we were promoting Taiwan's stray dogs for people who could not adopt, but they would like to have the feeling of ownership. So they used to have a dog, and I would actually set an email account for the dogs where people would write to the dogs, and then they would be communicating with their dogs, and I would be sending emails, and that was very successful. So this is how I realized that, wow, I can actually do something. And then later I started saying, why don't we start doing events? And I remember organizing a huge gala to raise funds, and that was so successful. And I said,